h of x comma y is x minus y comma 2x. So better shall I record this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, please record this.
Okay, so to check whether this is a linear transformation, so what I do is I take 2 points, x1 comma y1, x2 comma y2, right? So just add these two things. This x1 plus x2 comma y1 plus y2. So h of x1 plus x2 comma y1 plus y2 is, see, x comma y na, x coordinate comma y coordinate means x coordinate minus y coordinate comma 2 times the x coordinate. So this should be x coordinate minus y coordinate comma 2 times the x coordinate, right? So that is x1 minus y1 comma plus x2 minus y2 comma 2x1 plus 2x2. So what is your h of x1 comma y1? It is x1 minus y1 comma 2x2, and h of x2 comma y2 is x2 comma minus y2 comma 2x2. So if you add these two things, x1 comma y1 plus h of x2 comma y2 is x1 minus y1 plus x2 minus y2 comma 2x2. So if you add, what happens? This becomes x1 plus x2, just I'm rearranging, minus y1 minus y2 comma 2x1 plus 2x2. So which is same as h of x1 plus x2 comma y1 plus y2, and that is nothing but h of what is that actually? That is the thing we need to prove, right?
Yes,
That is nothing but h of x1 comma y1 plus x2 comma y2. Proved, right? H of u plus v is equal to h of u plus h of v. So
Yes.
the first part is okay. So we need to check only the scalar multiplication part. Is this clear, Manav?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So where was the problem?
So I didn't get the start for the like assuming x1 y1
How
thing.
to start, you are not able to do
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
right?
Because it was different from the earlier two questions.
So what was the second part? I need to check whether h of some c times x1 comma y1 I need to find. That is h of cx1 comma cy1. So x coordinate, y coordinate is nothing but what? X coordinate minus y coordinate comma 2 times the x coordinate. So anyway, you can take c outside from this, common, right? Here also c, here also c. So it is x1 minus y1 comma 2x1. So it is c into, this is nothing but h of x1 comma y1. So both the properties are satisfied. So therefore, h is a linear transformation. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I proceed? The other part you will do?
Yes, that is
Last
easy.
one?
That is x square, so
That is
that
not
won't
a
be.
linear transformation.
Yeah.
Okay. This question we completed, right? This one. This one we completed?
Yes, this is done. We have also done the rotation part.
I think rotation, projection, everything we have completed. This one, this example, have you seen? Check whether trace of A is 0. Trace of A is 0. This example, problem 4.2.
Yes, ma'am. Trace one we have seen.
The full page is completed. Okay.
I did the 4.5, I guess.
4.5 we didn't do. What about others? Hello?
And we just found that the trace of it is a linear transformation or not, ma'am. We just saw the gist of it.
Oh, that
Just
alone
you
is.
prove.
Okay, no problem. See, so what is D? D is nothing but a mapping from Pn of R to Pn minus 1 of R. So what is Pn of R? Set of all polynomials of degree less than or equal to n. And Pn minus 1 of R, set of all polynomials of degree less than or equal to n minus 1. Right? So we have to say that this D is a linear transformation. So how do you define the D? Suppose if you take a polynomial f of x from this degree less than or equal to n, right? I'll take a polynomial like this. Plus a2 x square plus etc. an x power n, f of x, right? So what will D do? It differentiates this. F dash of x will be the resultant. So what will be f dash of x? That is a1 plus 2 a2x plus etc. n an x power n. Right? So you have to say that this is a linear transformation. You have to do functions, take two functions. I think everybody knows this, right? Differentiation of f of x plus g of x is always equal to d of f of x plus d of g of x. It's a very preliminary thing. Differentiation of f of x plus g of x. What is the meaning of this? F of x plus g of x the whole dash. So that is nothing but f dash of x plus g dash of x. So this is d of f of x plus g of x. This is d of f of x. This is d of g of x. First property is satisfied. So what should be the second property? D of c times f of x. What is d of c times f of x? C into f of x the whole dash. C into f of x the whole dash means c you can take outside. C is a constant, right? It is c into f dash of x. C into d of f of x. That's the thing I've written here, see? So therefore D is a linear transformation. So similarly, I you can take. I it's an integration from Pn minus 1 of R to Pn of R. So what is Pn minus 1 of R? Set of all polynomials of degree less than or equal to n minus 1. Right? So what does I do? It integrates the function. So whenever you integrate a function with respect to x, actually what happens to the degree of the function?
It reduces.
Degree will reduce or increases, yeah. Suppose
yeah, integration.
Increases. Suppose your f of x is a0 plus a1x plus etc. a n minus 1 x power n minus 1. So I'm integrating this. So what happens? It becomes a naught x plus a1x square plus etc. a n minus 1 into n minus 1. Okay, all other things will come, right? I just I didn't write. Into x power n minus 1 by, x power n by n plus one more constant will come. So this becomes a polynomial from Pn of R. So again you can write integration of this one, you know, right? Integration of f of x plus g of x. Actually, I should not write simply integration. It is from 0 to x. It's from 0 to x. So it is a definite integral. Okay. So integral of f of x plus g of x dx is always equal to integral of f of x dx plus integral of g of x dx. So this is nothing but I of f of x plus g of x, and this is I of f of x, I of g of x. Same will apply for C also, very simple. So a linear transformation from m n cross n to m n cross m. Can you say that this is a linear transformation? Just transposing the matrix. Suppose if you consider a m by n matrix, that is m rows are there, n columns are there. So what does the transformation do? It takes just transposes the matrix. Can you say whether this is a linear transformation? So what you have to do? Take two matrices. from M cross N, right? Then find T of A plus B. I should prove T of A plus B equal to T of A plus T of B. So what is T of A plus B? A is a M by N matrix, B is a M by N matrix. So what can you say about A plus B? A plus B is also an M by N matrix, right? So what does T of A plus B? It is A plus B the whole transpose. Treating A plus B as a matrix from M plus N. So what is A plus B the whole transpose? It's very well you can write like this. And this is T of A. And this is T of B. So T of A plus B is T of A plus T of B. Right? Similarly, T of some C times A. A is a matrix, C is a constant. So it is CA the whole transpose. Because C can be multiplied inside the matrix, right? Each and every entry multiplied by C. Okay. So what is CA the whole transpose actually? CA the whole transpose. C is a scalar, yeah? A is a matrix. So what is CA the whole transpose? C is simply a scalar. No. Suppose if I have 3 times
transpose.
3 into A transpose. 3 into A the whole transpose. What is 3 into A the whole transpose?
A transpose into 3.
Transpose into 3. What transpose?
Constant will move out.
Just to yes, take C outside. C into A transpose. That's all. Okay. So that is C into T of A. So T of C times A is C into T of A. So both the properties are satisfied. So T is a linear transformation, right? It is there. Not right. So it is there. So very important thing. Please listen. Kernel. Actually, I lost one class. I'll try to compensate some other day. This week maybe. So T is a linear transformation from V to W, right? V is a vector space, W is a vector space. V1, V2 like that you have, V1 goes to W1, V2 to W2 like this, right? So what is W1? It is T of V1. W2 is T of V2, like that. Okay? So T is a linear transformation from V to W, right? There is a certain thing called kernel of the linear transformation. So what do you mean by that? Kernel means the set of all elements in V which are mapped down to 0. There may be not all elements will be mapped down to 0, right? The elements which are all mapped down to 0 in W, those elements if you collect, that will be a subset of V. Moreover, it will be a subspace of V, and that is called the kernel of the linear transformation. Is it clear? What do you mean by kernel? The set of all elements in capital V such that if you apply linear transformation to those elements, the image is 0. Such elements if you collect, those elements are called the called a set. That set name is kernel. It is a subset of V and also a subspace. Not only a subset, it is a subspace of V. Is it clear? Okay, I'll ask you something here.
Ma'am, can you explain it once again?
See. V is a vector space, W is a vector space. V1, V2, etc. Many things are there, right? Suppose V1, V2, V3, 0. All these elements, to find the image, it is 0 vector here.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? 0 means not numerical 0, 0 vector. So all these vectors are here also 0 vector. But here 0 vector is different from here 0 vector. Suppose if this is R square and this is R cube, what will be the 0 vector here? It is 0, 0. So here the 0 vector will be 0, 0, 0. 3 zeros will be there. So anyway, so the set of all elements in R square, which are all mapped onto 0 vector of W, those vectors are called the kernel of the linear transformation. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay,
Is
yes,
that clear? Okay, now I'll ask you one question. Suppose I am defining a linear transformation T of V equal to 0 for all V belongs to capital V. That means whatever value you take in V, all are mapped onto 0. That's called a zero transformation. This transformation is called 0. So what can you say about the kernel of this linear transformation? Zero transformation.
Equal to
Ma'am,
V.
V
Kernel.
is the kernel.
It's
ma'am.
V. V is kernel. Entire set V is itself the kernel, right? The entire domain is kernel. Suppose I change it. Instead of this, I take V to V. And here I define. Okay, 1 minute.
What does kernel mean?
What is kernel? I'm saying from the beginning, now you are asking again what is kernel? Kernel is the set of all elements in the domain which are mapped onto 0 vector in the codomain. Hello? Better not clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Check. So what I am defining now, T of V is equal to V. That means every element is mapped onto itself. So what will be the kernel? V1 to V1, V2 to V2, V3 to V3, like this. So which element will be mapped down to 0? So true. What are all the elements that are mapped down to 0 under this?
Zero, ma'am. Zero will be
Zero.
mapped to 0.
Yes, correct. 0 alone is mapped onto 0. So other than 0, if you take any other element, it will be mapped onto itself, right? So 0 is something which will maybe mapped onto itself. Moreover, you have to remember, linear transformation takes a 0 vector of the domain to a 0 vector of the codomain. That always you have to remember. Right? So at least 0 will be mapped onto 0. So the kernel of this linear transformation is only 0. 0 alone is mapped onto 0. Okay, good. Okay, I'll ask you something more. Yeah, so I want to have one session for your doubt clearance. Since I lost one class, that's the problem. What is the second example? T R from R power n to R power n. So there is a linear transformation T from R power n to R power n. Okay. So how I am defining? How can you take an element of R power n to R power n? Any guess? R power n. From R power n, I have a vector. Maybe n by 1 vector, right? And that is being taken to m by 1 vector. How to, any idea? Something you can attach so that n by 1.
I guess you can add 0 to.
0 is not, just think. I am taking n by 1 vector to m by 1 vector. What would be the linear transformation? It's a matrix.
It's n cross
T
m
of-
matrix.
What type of matrix? Matrix I told you. What will be the dimension of dimension? What will be the size of A?
N cross
M
m.
cross n into n cross
M
1.
cross. Yes, yes. Because this is m cross n and this is n cross 1. So finally you'll get m cross 1. So T of x is Ax. Okay. Can anybody say what could be the kernel of this particular linear transformation? What could be the kernel of this particular linear transformation?
M cross n.
Inapa? So what should I get? See, all vectors in R power n, x1, x2, etc. Here, maybe I'll call it as y1, y2, etc. Something like this. Here x1 should all the set of all vectors which should be mapped
Codomain
onto
would be the
0.
kernel.
Huh?
Ma'am, null space of
Codomain.
Yes, somebody said correctly. Who is that? Correct. Null space. Who is that?
Satvik.
Correct. Because I need T of x to be 0, right? Any x if you take, that should be mapped onto 0. What is t of x? Ax equal to 0. So what is Ax equal to 0 denote? It is the Ax equal to 0 na? It is the system of homogeneous
Space.
equations. So how to solve the system of equations? Set of all x such that Ax equal to 0, right? So it is nothing but null space of A. It is called the null space of A. Is it clear? We have studied this already. Hello?
Ma'am, could you repeat, ma'am? I can't understand.
क्या एक और बार बोलो.
Yes, ma'am. Can you repeat?
Can you
What I'm
repeat, ma'am?
saying.
I can't get it.
Yes. See, what is the kernel of this linear transformation? T of any vector should be mapped onto 0. So T of x equal to 0. So what do you mean by T of x equal to 0? Ax equal to 0. T of x is Ax, right? Ax equal to 0. What does Ax represent actually? System of Ax equal to 0 represent the system of homogeneous. It's actually homogeneous system of equations, right? So whenever you try to solve homogeneous system of linear equation, what does that actually denote? It is nothing but the null space of A, which nullifies
Okay,
what?
madam, got
X,
it.
right? This you have studied already. Okay, please read this theorem 4.31 slightly. Let V and W be vector. Yes, beta, tell me.
T of x is the transformation function.
T of x is the transformation, yes.
Okay, I was asking, I didn't know what
The
it was.
transformation which takes x to Ax. And Ax is an m by 1 vector. X is an n by 1 vector. Okay, va?
Okay.
Hello? Now see, theorem 4.3. See, there are two vector spaces, V and W. And V has a basis V1, V2, etc. Vn, right? And for W, they are not specifically saying it has a basis W1, W2, etc. Wn, but W1 to Wn are some vectors. Even they may be repeated, they are saying, right? Then, okay, I'll say, see, V is a vector space with basis V1, V2, etc. Vn. And in W, simply you have W1, W2, etc. Wn. They are not basis, right? So then they are saying that Pakka, there is a linear transformation, unique linear transformation. What do you mean by unique? One and only linear transformation, which will take V1 to W1, V2 to W2 in this order. That means T of V1 should be W1, T of V2 should be W2. Like this, it should be mapped. If you see that, there will be only one linear transformation which will do this. I cannot say there are two linear transformations which will take V1 to W1, V2 to W2 in this order. Only one linear transformation will be there because the left side, V1, V2, etc., Vn, it's a basis, right? Just remember this. Don't go much beyond. Read the corollary part. Please read the corollary. Let V and W be vector spaces and let V1, V2, etc. Vn be a basis for V. If S, T from V to W are linear transformations such that S of x equal to T of x for all. Okay. V in V. Okay. Then S equal to the S. Okay. What I'll do is 1 minute. S and T are two linear transformations from V to W, right? And V has a basis V1, V2, etc. Vn. They are saying that S of V1 equal to T of V1. Everywhere, if you find the image of each and every element of the basis are same. S of Vn is equal to T of Vn. Then they are saying, see, suppose V1 is mapped onto S of V1 under S. Under T also it is mapped onto same S of Vn, or I should say T of V1 and S of V1 are one and the same. So this happens for each and every element. So then they are saying this is possible only when both the linear transformations are one and the same. They are not different, right? Can you say why?
Because
See, they are
there
saying
exists-
only for the basis elements here. They are not saying for the other elements. S and T, what assumes the same image for the basis elements. They are not speaking about random element. But I am saying that this is applicable for random element also. Can you say why? Any idea? Why
because
it is
of
applicable for
our
random element also?
because of
Because
our
any random element
4.3
is
theorem.
Applicable is right from the
yes.
basis itself.
Because any random element can be written as a linear combination of the basis. Okay, 1 minute. I'll write. See, suppose instead of V1, I am taking some other V here, right? Let V be equal to some C1 V1, C2 V2, etc. Cn Vn. In the vector space, basis will also be there. Other than basis, random element will also be there. So I'm taking random element V, and I'm writing that as a linear combination of basis elements. So now T of V, or I'll start with S of V, is S of so this is C1 S of V1, C2 S of V2 plus etc. Cn S of Vn. That is, but we know S of V1 is T of V1. T. Again, using linearity property, you can take T outside. It is C1 V1, etc. Cn Vn. So it is T of V. So S of V and T of V are one and the same. That means what? Image of any element in V under both the linear transformations are same. So this can happen only when both the linear transformations are one and the same. Otherwise it cannot happen. Next, take down example 4.8. We'll do that now. Actually, there are two parts.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta. Pucho.
Ma'am, can you once again explain the previous? I could not understand how they will be equal.
What I'm saying is, see, S and T assumes the same values for the basis elements. S of V1 is T of V1. S of V2 is T of V2. So the S and T values are the images of S and T for each and every element in the basis are one and the same. So what I'm saying is then S and T are same itself. I'm not considering the other elements. The remaining elements I'm not considering. But I'm trying to prove why it is the same for remaining element also. See, randomly I'm choosing any element V, right? So since V is not a basis element, we know very well any element in a vector space can be written as a linear combination of the basis element. So V is nothing but some constant times V, some constant times V2 plus etc. some constant times Vn. I'm writing like that, right? So now find S of V, S of this. Now apply linearity property here. It is like some C1 F1 plus C2 F2 like that, right? So take C1 outside, S of V1 plus C2 S of V2 like that you can, because V1, V2 etc. Vn are vectors and the C1 are all scalars. You can apply this. So what is S of V1? T of V1. S of V2? T of V2 because it is given. So now replace everything. Now again from this I am taking T outside. So this becomes, this is very well same as this one here. From this you can write this one. This C1, V1 plus etc. Cn, Vn, it is V again. So I started with S of V is equal to T of V. So if S and T assumes the same values for the basis elements, it assumes even the same values for any other element. That is, S and T assumes the same value for each and every element in V. That means what? S and T are nothing but one and the same. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so if two linear transformations are there, their images will be same and they are also same.
One, if they are assuming the same values in the basis, for the basis value, that has to be mentioned. Okay, see this example very carefully. See, W1, W2, W3, they are given 3 vectors in R square, right? First part now I'm going. This is general. This is common for both the questions, right? So just remember what is W1, W2, W3. The first question is alpha is the standard basis for R cube. So what is the standard basis for R cube? Anybody? Standard basis for R cube. Standard basis for
Ma'am,
R cube.
100,
1 0 0 0 1 0 and 0 0 1.
Okay,
0,
so
1.
that may be called as 0, E1, E2, E3. E1 is 1, 0, 0. E2 is 0, 1, 0. E3 is 0, 0, 1. Right? So they are defining a linear transformation T from R cube to R square such that T of E1 is W1, T of E2 is all these things are given. So question is find a formula for this and use to compute this. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, first let me write what is W1.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, let me complete. 1 minute.
Ma'am, actually, like, I have an online meeting with a mentor for an online event. Could you pardon me, please?
When you have that? Now?
10:30. 10:30, ma'am.
Okay. All of you are having, only you alone having.
I have, ma'am.
Okay, you can leave. What's your name?
Arvind. AR.
Aravind. Sure. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So see here. So these are the 3 values that is given. Now the first question is T is a linear transformation from R cube to R square such that T of, okay, one more thing is given. Alpha is E1, E2, E3. And one more thing given, T of E1 is W1, T of E2 is W2, T of E3 is W3. E1, E2, E3. This is R cube. It is mapped onto W1, W2, W3. That is T of E1 is W1. Like that you have to see. This is R square. Right? Our question is find the general linear transformation. What is in general? If you consider any vector, here these are all standard basis vectors, right? 1, 0, 0 is mapped down to 1, 0. 0, 1, 0 is mapped down to 2, -1. So what does x1, x2, x3 maps? Or if you don't like x1, x2, x3, you take x, y, z. Any random vector R cube, x, y, z or x1, x2, x3, where does it will be mapped? That's the thing they are asking you. So any idea how to proceed? This is very simple.
Ma'am, can we do it using linear combination?
X1, linear. This is nothing but x1 into 1, 0, 0. Okay. So T of x1, x2, x3. I need only this, right? So that is T of so x1, x2, x3 are all scalars here. So take x1, T of 1, 0, 0, x2, T of 0, 1, 0, x3, T of 0, 0, 1. So what is T of 1, 0, 0? It is E1, right? This is E2, this is E3. So what is T of E1? What is T of E1? Yeah, it is given already, right? What is that?
It's W1.
Hello, are you all there?
It's W1.
Huh?
W1.
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 T of E2 is W2. So that is x1 into 1, 0 plus x2 into 2, -1 plus x3 into 4, 3. Just calculate this and say what is x1 into 1. If you add Just add the x coordinates alone first. 1 x1 plus 2 x2 plus 4 x3. x1 plus 2 x2 plus 4 x3, comma, then minus x2 plus 3 x3. Is this correct? This is the linear transformation. This is the general linear transformation. Any x1, x2, x3 goes here. If you want, you can check. Where does 1, 0, 0 go? Check. That is 1, 0, 0. x1 is 1, x2 is 0, x3 is 0. What happens if you check x1 is 1 now? 1, 1, 0, 0. It goes to 1, 0. Correct. Given. Where does 0, 1, 0 go? That is x2 is alone 1. x1 and x3 are 0. Substitute and say where does 0, 1, 0 go? Here you
2,
substitute and
1.
say, yeah. Huh?
2, minus 1.
2, minus 1. So it's correct. What they have given is matching with our thing. So one more thing they've asked, what is that? T of 2, minus 3, 5. Can you do that? Just substitute x1 as 2, x2 as minus 3 and x3 as 5 and tell me. In this you substitute and tell me. Okay, substitute 2 minus 3, 5. Substitute, yeah. 2. x1 is 2, x2 is minus 3, x3 is 5. So what is the, if you substitute here? 2 minus 6 minus 4, minus 4 plus 20, 16.
And fossil swaps equivalent. And come back fast. Or do only over space and then matrix replace.
Hey, are you all doing or not? 16, 18, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Second part we'll do now. First part is over.
16, 18.
First part is over. We have completed. We have found out this. We also used to compute that this one. Now see the second question. What is the second part? Let beta is equal to v1, v2, v3. Another basis for RQ. v1, v2, v3. So instead of taking the standard basis, here they have taken another basis. So T of v1 is w1. Okay. So that is a small change. What is that? So v1 goes to w1, v2 goes to w2, v3 goes to w3 under the linear transformation, right? So what is v1? 1, 1, 1, v2 1, 1, 0, v3 1, 0, 0, right? Okay. So it's not standard basis here, different basis. So what should you do? They are asking you what is T of x1, x2, x3.
Again, linear combination based.
But it's not that much easy. Directly you cannot write x1, x2, x3. I cannot write that is x1 times v1 plus, not possible because this is not the standard basis, right? So I should find what is that linear combination. I'll take c1 times 1, 1, 1. Plus C2 times 1, 1, 0 plus C3 times 1, 0, 0. So can you please equate x1, x2, x3 is C1 plus C2 plus C3, comma C1 plus C2, comma C1. Can you equate now so that you can find C1, C2, C3?
X3
C1 is
C1.
x3, yeah. C1 plus C2 is x2. So that means C2 is x2 minus C1, x2 minus x3, and then last C1 plus C2 plus C3 is x1. So C3 is x1 minus C1 minus C2. It is x1 minus C1 is x3 minus C2. So minus x2 plus x3. Okay, x3 cancels. So we have found out C1, C2, C3. Take down C1, C2, C3. C1 is x3. C2 is x2 minus x3. And C3 is x1 minus x2. Okay. Now, any x1, x2, x3 is C1 times V1. That is x1, x3. Yeah? What is that? x3 times 111 plus what is C2? x2 minus x3. x2 minus x3 into V2. What is V2? 110. Then C3. C3 is x1 minus x2 plus x1 minus x2 into V3. 100. So now T of this is T of So what will you do if you apply T1, T of this? What you have to do after this? What should be the next step here? Take x3 outside.
X3 outside and
Okay, x3 into what is V? This is V1, right? What is T of V1? W1, right? W1. And this is V2. T of V2 is W2. And this is W3. So that is x3 into W1 is what? 10. W2 is 2 comma minus 1. W3 is 4 comma 3. Evaluate this. All x coordinates you collect. x3 plus x2 minus x3. Okay, x3 plus 2 times x2 minus x3 plus 4 times x1 minus x2, comma, y coordinate here 0, here minus of x2 minus x3 plus 3 times x1 minus x2. Just simplify this. Simplify this, yeah?
It is 4x1 minus 2x2 minus x3.
4x1, okay, minus also, okay. Minus x3, okay, comma. Then here, second part. 3x1 minus 3x2, so minus 4x2. Plus x3. So can you please find now again T of 2 comma minus 3 comma 5? Tell me what is the answer. Evaluate and tell me.
9,23.
कितना क्या आ रहा है 9?
9,23.
Yes, ma'am. 9,23.
Yes, correct. 9,23. Correct. Okay. Anyway, I've solved this already. I'll remove this. Okay. There, they have also solved it. So time is there. What is the time now? 10?
It's 10:40.
39.
40. Yeah.
Hmm.
$58 only. Okay.